It's 2009. You like black latex and flying around a city with a moon so thick that it's spelled with 2 C's. You just beat up your boyfriend and committed him to a mental institute. But unfortunately, he plays the Uno reverse card. And now you're the patient. And the only prescription you get is phagocyclin. Welcome to Arkham Asylum, baby. Where the only thing more insane than the inmates is the architecture budget. Seriously, why is there so many gargoyles? Holy game review, Batman. Let's dive in. Jesus. Batman Arkham Asylum, without a doubt, has sparked the appeal and quality of superhero games since its conception back in 2009. To be honest, it's because most superhero games back then were movie tie-ins at best, usually pumped out in a couple of months. Not you, Spider-Man 2. You're perfect. Arkham Asylum not only kickstarted what would become one of the biggest Batman video game franchises of all time, but also established developer Rocksteady as one of the industry's top talents, almost instantly. Unfortunately, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, because Rocksteady are not doing so great now. Their most recent title, Suicide Squad, kills the Justice League. Let's just say the fan base is pretty pissed.
Boo! You stink!
And look, I get it. Rocksteady are worldly known for doing solid, tightly written, comic book story action games. To completely flip that and go for a live service that's just completely designed to drain every penny out of your bank account with skins and upgrades and, what was it, like 5 different currencies? No one played any of the Arkham games and went, you know what would make this better? If it was Destiny 2. But there is a silver lining in this. With so many people hating Suicide Squad, Batman Arkham Knight has had a 50% increase in players. And that was the one we didn't like. With that in mind, I remember Arkham Asylum being an absolute masterpiece back in 2009. A true adventure game that made you feel like the Cape Crusader. With some insane atmosphere, awesome gothic textures, a million gargoyles. Why? So many gargoyles. Sprinkle in some top talent like Mark Hamill as the Joker and Kevin Conroy playing Batman from the animated series, and we have got something pretty good here. But was it that amazing? Was it truly groundbreaking, as we all remember back in 2009? Or were we blinded with the bat-tinted goggles we had on, just because we were so starved of a good superhero game? Let's take a look. But first, Batman, what's wrong? You look quite perplexed. What's that? You're sad that the sub number's really low? You think people should make it get bigger? Well, you see, what they can do is hit the subscribe button. No, Batman, you don't eat the subscribe button. Oh, you rascal, you. See, Batman, you hit the button. Now you're happy. Your depression is gone. Just subscribe, man. Oh, fuck. Just get on with the review. Alright, starting off, we are greeted by a 240p resolution. Jesus. And our boy Batman taking our favorite clown prince of crime to Arkham Asylum. So we're starting off the game with Batman already defeating Joker. Have we skipped to the end? Did we get the bug from Suicide Squad that completes the game without you even playing it? No, actually, something feels really off. Joker gave in a little too easy this time. So Batman wants to hand deliver our boy. We are treated with Joker making wisecracks throughout the entire onboarding process, and it is great writing.
Not so tight, boys. You'll crease the suit. Hey, Sharpie, you getting my good side? Ah, but heck, they're all good, aren't they? Look at all this new security. How's the guy supposed to break out of here?
Except Joker seems really horny.
Need to take my temperature? I'd be happy to drop my pants. He's all yours.
Anyway, we walk Joker through this mile-long hallway and meet up with Commissioner Gordon. And Jesus, man, you are ripped. Bro, you are 54 years old. You can skip the gym once in a while. God damn. Seriously, if I lived in Gotham, I would assume this guy is the Dark Knight. Anyway, things seem to be moving pretty smoothly until this random guard tells us bats can't pass through this checkpoint, as it will upset the inmates. Alright, bro, I mean, I just pissed off a 20-foot killer crocodile, but sure, I don't see this being an issue. Of course, Joker seizes the opportunity and escapes.
Get up! Now!
Joker's loose. Alert the warden.
Hurry! We're losing him back! The joke's on you.
Good job, man. You are literally the reason everything happens going forward. I hope you're fucking happy. Shame. Batman doesn't waste any time following Joker though, but it seems like this is all part of his plan, as he already had Harley Quinn waiting in the wings, ready to send out some inmates to mess our day up. And Harley, you're looking, hi. Yeah, Harley is sporting this nurse outfit for the entire game. It's alright. Quickly, before we dive into the combat, let's rewind the story a little bit. You see, while Batman was fighting Joker, there was this big fire at Blackgate, another prison facility in Gotham, because, let's be honest, there's enough bad guys they could fill an entire city. Wait a minute. With that facility out of commission, a lot of the inmates have been sent over to Arkham in the meantime, which means a lot of Joker's thugs are here, and I'm starting to see why he got caught so easy. He wanted to be here. The thugs are let out of their cells by Harley, and this is where we finally get to play with Batman. The flow of the combat is absolutely amazing. You see, Batman is supposed to be this symbol of fear. So he doesn't go in guns blazing, he waits for the opportunity. I know it's very video game logic, waiting one by one to take your move, but in this scenario, I kind of see it as the thugs are kind of scared to approach Batman. This is a guy who has beaten up hundreds to thousands of their thug brothers and sisters and taken on people that are almost superhuman. I would be a little scared to go one-on-one with this guy with nothing but my fists, let's be honest. The one thing I don't understand is it seems like Batman has been bitten by a radioactive bat or something, because this is straight up Spidey sense. I guess it's needed for these big fights with massive groups of enemies. And again, video game logic, it just seems a bit OP for Batman. Using the equipment though, 100% Batman. Batarangs to stun enemies and continue combos, place an explosive gel to take out big groups of enemies. It's very tactical. This is what I could see the Dark Knight doing. Batman also gets upgrades that can really add a bit of depth to the combat. The main one I would recommend first is the quick fire batarangs. These help continue a combo, especially if an enemy's a bit too far away for you to jump to. But if you want to completely bust this game open wide, if you take the throw ability, it's not very useful, but in that tree you get the combo finishers, and my god, when you get an 8 times combo, you can do a finisher move that completely takes out an enemy regardless of what tier they are. If they have a knife or a baton or a gun, it will just one-hit them. It honestly makes the game a cakewalk and is absolutely necessary for the harder difficulties. Anyway, we defeat our first group of thugs and chase after the Joker, making one quick pit stop to remind Zaz it's past his bedtime. Man gets cranky if he doesn't get his full 8 hours. I guess now's a good time to talk about the Batvision. You see, I'm quite conflicted on this one. On one side, I could 100% see Batman rocking this sort of system. It gives constant information, it gives you updates on what's going on, it tells you what's a threat and what isn't. This sort of tech would be built into Batsuit. My issue is, it's so overpowered that there's no reason to turn it off, ever. And most of your gameplay throughout the 8 hours of this storyline is, well, this. It looks like a Blue Man Group tribute act. It's a bit ridiculous, and this game looks so good and has such a moody atmosphere. For it to be muted with this black light effect, it's kind of depressing. I went out of my way to try and not use it as much as possible, and even I still used it quite heavily. And that's really it. It makes sense thematically, but in terms of gameplay, it's too OP not to use, so I hope you like blue. Once we catch up to Joker, he gives us an opportunity to speedrun the game.
Seeing as how I'm feeling generous, I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off, I dare you. End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all.
I don't want to dive into this too much. I know people talk about this to death, and there's really nothing to add to the conversation at this point, but come on, man. Throughout the game, he kills so many people. Even the guards start to comment on the fact that Batman will always catch the Joker, but the Joker will always escape. And this is just an endless cycle. The only factor that changes is the amount of people that dies in between. Joker seems pretty disappointed and releases one of his goons that's got a thing for the roids. Holy shit, Gordon, is that you? No, this is just a standard thug that's had an experimental toxin injected into him. Unfortunately, Joker skipped right to human trials and it hasn't really been tested, so you can just wait this fight out. The beefcake eventually dies to a heart attack.
Well, that was unexpected, wasn't it?
I'm not sure I feel comfortable getting experience from this fight.
Quick, get in here before more of them come.
Joker pieces out and we have a new problem. You see, Harley Quinn has taken Quincy Sharp, the warden, and Frank Boyle, the guard that was with us, is actually in the pocket of the Joker, and he's taken Jim. Jim should have this under control. I mean, he's built like a fucking Team Fortress 2 engineer, but let's just go make sure he's okay. Following Frank's trail, we head to our first stealth section. Now, you can't go into these sections with your bat fist cocked, because this is America, and the thugs are supporting their right to fuck your shit up.
Hey, someone help Bat Baby up off the floor.
So we'll have to do this from the shadows. We take them out and find out that Frank took a fat load from Shrek. And speaking of green loads, Enigma decides to chime in with his first of many puzzles.
Yes, it is I, Edward Nigma, the Riddler, and more importantly, your intellectual superior. My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications.
These are your collector items for the game. Scattered around Arkham are these trophies the Riddler has hidden for Batman to find for some reason. And also the occasional riddle that's more here just to give you a bit of lore to other characters that are not in the game. So if you see a trophy or a riddle, make sure you go out your way. There's a lot of these. Be warned though, the game does run somewhat like a Metroidvania light. A lot of them you'll see, but you can't access until you get a certain gadget or even a certain upgrade later down the line. Anyway, we venture outside and we finally meet our fourth main character of the game. You have Bats, the Joker, Harley Quinn, and the Asylum itself. Arkham has some incredible atmosphere and character. It changes constantly throughout the game as the lunatics slowly take a hold of the island, or even Poison Ivy having a freak out. It's shown and told through Arkham. It's absolutely stunning. It gives you a reason to go back to previous areas and just take a look. I've watched and played a lot of Batman media over the years, and I have to say, this is the first time a place in Gotham has felt so real and organic to me, and it's an asylum filled of superhuman freaks. Like, they have a killer crocodile living in the basement, but the tone and atmosphere is so good that I can't help but think this is real. And honestly, I think it's because the game decided to go for more of a finely crafted linear experience rather than an open world. I wish Rocksteady or any other developer would give us this sort of treatment again in a future title. After this, the Arkham games get a bit more open world-ish. I mean, and that's fine. I just think this more finely crafted, shorter experience, I just find it more enjoyable. Anyway, moving right along, the Batmobile calls out to Batman Senpai for help, and after dealing with the bullies, we get some explosive gel. And I can't get over how extra Batman is when using this. I mean, he draws a little bat. It's fucking amazing. He does that for him. We save a few doctors in the medical wing, but one in particular, Dr. Young, wants to go back into a thug-infested area just to find some medical notes. Seems rather sus if you ask me, but whatever, you do you. We move further down the medical area and gas starts to surround Batman.
There is no crane. They're all over me! Only scarecrow.
This starts causing Bats to get the glowy eye. What the fuck? Anyway, weird shit starts happening, like Gordon getting overpowered by a thug and dying. This is cap, man. I don't believe this. Guy's built like a train. Batman finds 3 body bags, 2 containing his dead parents who are a little passive-aggressive.
Father, you should have stood up to him, son. Like a man. Mom?
Help us, Bruce. Don't let us die.
And Scarecrow. Okay, is Scarecrow related to Bruce? Is this like a weird cousin twice removed situation here? No, Scarecrow is just messing with Batman. But thankfully, this means we get some insanely creative level design. We have a giant Scarecrow trying to stick it to a teeny tiny Batman. I feel like I'm reading a fanfic here. Later on, these can get very absurd, and at one point, gives you a mini heart attack by faking a crashed game.
Game last night.
And starting the intro cutscene again. I bet back in 2009, people generally thought their game had just fucked up. It's brilliant. Though you do quickly see this isn't quite right, as the roles of Joker and Bat have been swapped around. This is on par with the Psycho Mantis stuff that mindfucks you back in Metal Gear Solid. Anyway, you know this isn't real because, come on, Arkham series Batman wouldn't be killed off with a single shot to their head, right? Right. We recover from the fear toxins and go save Dr. Young again, who has been caught by Zsasz. Little rascal must be sleep kidnapping again. After saving Young, turns out she was the one making this new toxin called Titan that is based off Bane's venom. But when she found out who was paying her to make this toxin, it was Joker, by the way. Of course it was. She decided to try and stop and give the money back to Joker. And as Batman says,
Joker doesn't take no for an answer.
this is another reason why Joker decided to get incarcerated, so he could come back and finish the toxin himself. Fortunately though, Young doesn't have to deal with the guilt for too long. Though Young had a change of heart, she also had a change in
Oh my god!
Get out of the way!
health. We see that Harley still has Quincy Sharp under her thumb, and I'm gonna be honest, Quincy doesn't seem too upset about this. I feel like this is a situation I would pay money for. Anyway, we catch up with them and manage to free Quincy Sharp, or I don't know, stop his fun. I generally don't know what they were doing or why I wasn't invited. Anyway, with that said, we need to follow Harley Quinn because she is causing some issues. She's just released Poison Ivy out into the world.
You have to help me.
Ivy? Gee, you look like crap. Maybe I can sneak you some shampoo.
The plants, can't you hear them? They're crying out to me in agony.
Yeah? Well, I really don't have time for this.
Please let me out. They'll die without me.
I don't know, Red. You're not on Mr. J's party list. Oh, well.
Please.
What the heck? I'll cut you a break.
That feels so much better.
She's a good kid.
I could watch those two all day.
Which I'm okay with. But we catch up and have a pretty good boss fight. Harley Quinn doesn't really do much other than send a bunch of goons after us, but we are fighting on an electrified platform. It's pretty interesting and also kind of fucked up lore-wise. Like, were they just electrocuting the inmates randomly? We take out all the goons and then we throw Harley aside.
Die, you big ugly bat!
Silence, wench. I do not wish to be horny anymore. I just want to be happy.
Unfortunately, removing one queen from the board just allows another to step in, and that's Poison Ivy. You see, she's a little bit pissed because her plants are, I don't know, sad. Doesn't matter, Batman needs to find a cure for the Titan, and he thinks Ivy might be able to tell him. We politely ask her where it is, and tell Ivy not to do anything bad, and go back to her cell, or Batman's gonna be pissed. Ivy says bet. So the cure for Titan is some rare fungus found in the sewers where Killer Croc likes to hang out. Seems awfully convenient. Ah, Scarecrow's running in that exact direction. Seems awfully convenient. Ah, Killer Croc randomly eats Scarecrow for us. Seems awfully convenient. We head into Killer Croc's lair, and it's honestly kind of a boring game of find the fungi. Killer Croc will pop out and outstay his welcome very quickly in this boss fight. You see, you can't run around too much here or Killer Croc will just instant kill you, so you gotta crouch. But that's not enough. If you're crouching, he will just randomly pop up, the music will blare, and you just throw a batarang to knock him into the water. You will do this a lot while you look for the fungus. We get the cure and we peace out, but unfortunately Joker has given Ivy some Titan, which makes her very long and hard.
Have reached the Gotham River. Batman! Bruce, are you alright?
Right, I guess we've got to deal with this now. What did I say, Ivy? Do nothing naughty. Go back to your cell. God damn it.
I won't let you destroy it, Batman.
I told you to go to your cell.
I was a fool. I thought the plants were in pain. Now I realize they were evolving, growing stronger. And now we'll grow together. Give in to a more powerful force, Batman.
Turns out she's a big fan of the Little Shop of Horrors. Ivy's boss fight looks impressive, but it's actually kind of dull. All you've really got to do is avoid the vines coming up from the ground, and they are in a set pattern, so they're quite easy to avoid. She will throw in some random groups of enemies, mainly guards that she has seduced. But these are just standard mooks. There's no knives, there's no guns. It's just a fist fight, very easy to avoid and deal with. Occasionally she'll open up her visor eye hole thing. I don't know what this is. Not sure why, maybe just to get some air? But one well-timed batarang will set her down and you can get a bit of damage on her. And we defeat her with some explosive gel. Getting a little lazy there, Batman, huh? No calling card, I see? Must be getting tired. With her defeated, it turns out Joker is ready for us to attend his big party.
Good news! Party's about to start. We've got something for everyone. Music, dancing, chemicals that create monsters. You don't want to miss it. So get your ass over to the cell block or you'll miss your final surprise.
I like the touch of the goons wearing party hats. It's pretty good. Turns out we are on the VIP list, but Batman's not really a big fan of upper society Hollywood, so... We have some one-on-one time with Joker, and it ends in a big explosion.
Oh, I have. Surprise! Everyone always said I should be in television. You don't want to miss this, really. It'll be a blast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why didn't you stop Batman? Me? It was your plan, you goofy clown. I'm sending you back to the ventriloquist where you belong. You had to spoil everything, didn't you? Beating up Bane, feeding Scarecrow to Croc, slapping around Harley, my hobby, by the way, and ruining all my lovely Venom plants.
It's over, Joker.
Over? Why, my dear delusional Dark Knight, it hasn't even begun.
Joker claims all Batman has done is ruin his plans all night long. And well, are you surprised? Like, how have you planned for every scenario but not that Batman will stop you? Joker attempts to make Gordon more roided up than he already is, which would be amazing, by the way. I wish this played out. But no, Batman does a get down Mr. President and takes the shot. Get it? It works on two fronts because it's a syringe.
Now, kiddies! You're trying to resist the change. That's not fair. Come on, get in!
Turns out Titan's not that bad because you can just mentally willpower it to not take over. As Joker says, you're resisting? That's unfair. What? Does Batman do some killer meditation or something? Like, how is he doing this? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I can get my vaccine for the flu and just will it to not work. Anyway, this pisses off Joker even more, and he takes some of the Titan himself, and he doesn't resist that shit.
And for once, let you see the world as I see it, giggling in a corner and bleeding. But you've denied me even that. I have nothing to live for.
And we get the infamous boss fight with the roided out Joker. Alright, I don't like this fight. Joker is as big as a house, but he does one move and you can just coast him around the arena. Like, I didn't get hit once by the Joker in this fight. Eventually he gets bored and jumps up on top to smile to the camera. This is where you get like a bit of a reprieve of a big thug battle like you've done all game. Once the thugs are dealt with, you just grab Joker, bring him down, and punch him. That's it. That's the boss fight. Do it 3 times, you're done. Kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth, not gonna lie. I don't know what you can do with a Batman versus Joker boss fight, but I don't think it's this. Maybe have Batman roid out as well and have like a kaiju level fight. That would have been a bit interesting. It would have been different. Right after that, Batman does do the iconic Falcon Punch, which brings you back on board. He puts some explosive gel in his fist and just knocks him in the jaw.
Can't beat me. I'm actually going to win. Ready for the next round?
Always.
What?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'll never let you win. Never.
Anyway, with Joker defeated, everyone's slowly turning back to their normal selves after the Titan exposure. Gordon tells Bats to go fucking sleep, man. But Two-Face is apparently robbing a bank in Gotham, so Bat heads out. A hero's work is never done. And that's it. That's the end of Arkham Asylum. We do get a post-credit scene hinting at not just the sequel, but the full trilogy with Scarecrow and a box of Titan surfacing right at the end. But those games are for a different day. Arkham Asylum is a fantastic superhero game. Honestly, it holds up compared to the latest sequels for City and Night. I feel like Asylum has something they don't. It has comic book feel. It feels like a comic story. I've said it a million times, but the mood and the atmosphere in this game is incredible, and it essentially all takes place on this little island. Yeah, Batman's very stoic and doesn't have much input. Kind of feels bad that Kevin Conroy voiced him because he didn't really have many lines. But it kind of works. Having Joker taunt and poke at Batman throughout the entire game, and Batman just refusing to give anything back, feels like what he would do. He knows not responding will piss off Joker more than responding. So I give it a pass. The game holds true to the source material. Like I said, it's its own story. I am surprised that this is not a beat for beat from a comic book story. This is written so well that it would not shock me. I can honestly say after playing this game again, like years later, I had the same feeling as the first time I played it. The controls are still great, not as intuitive as the later games, but it still works, especially on a smaller scale. The dialogue is great. The models have seen better days. They're starting to show their age a little bit, but all in all, the experience is worth it. I think if you ever want to dive into the Arkham games, you have to start with Asylum. It's completely different to the other two, and I think it kind of makes it better in that way. Arkham City is an amazing game, and we will get to that. But Asylum just has something that I don't think has been replicated since. And that's the video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. It really does mean a lot, and it helps the channel and video out so much. If I could ask one favor, in the comment section below, could you put, I came for Harley Quinn, but I stayed for Guyinthetie, just so I can see which one of you guys have made it to the end of the video. Because I have mad respect for you guys. It was really fun doing a little palette cleanser from BioShock 2. I wanted something in between, a little buffer before I dive into BioShock Infinite, because that's going to be a hefty project. I've got a lot to say about that game, and yeah, I kind of needed something to do before I dived into that. But have a great day. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.